Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Pokemon Sword and Shield Showdown Live. My name is CBAD, and I'm excited to be bringing you guys today's video. You guys have no idea what this is. This is PokemonShowdown.com. It's a battle simulator where you can create, build your own teams, and experiment and battle with other people on an online ladder. It's a really, really fun website, and it's a great resource for people who are trying to learn competitive, whether it be formats like singles, whether it be VGC singles, whether it be you're just trying to have some fun online with your friends. Definitely check it out. I'll link that down in the description below. If you guys are familiar with Showdown and you guys are excited, feel free to leave a like on the video only after you guys, actually enjoy it. And I will be showcasing off a team here. We have here we are folks, and I'm pretty much go down the list of the decks to kind of showcase off some of these mons. But the first team is centered around a RILLABOOM and Throat Spray Como. It was made by Lycan 2500. We've got the Heavy Duty Boots Scorch here. Heavy Duty Boots preventing it from taking damage and on entry hazards, preventing it from being affected by sticky webs, things of that nature. I'm still learning the spreads, so this, I'm assuming, is a pretty standard spread for Scorch this time. Flash Fire gives us the fire immunity. We have Corviknight here, pretty specially defensive base with Brave Bird, Bulk Up, Defog, and Roost. We have Seismitoad here. When I originally got the team, it had Swift Swim. I don't know why it had Swift Swim, but it had Swift Swim. I changed that to Water Absorb, so Dracovish does not absolutely do what it does best. Defensive Seismitoad here. Next up here, we've got Como with the Throat Spray, Bulletproof, Clangorous Souls, Clinging Scales, Flamethrower, and Flash Cannon. Pretty specially offensive. Throat Spray is a new item in this generation. Raises the holder's special attack by one stage after using a sound move. Single use, it is a consumable item. But that paired with things like Clangorous Soul and Clinging Scales, which are both sound moves, also boost the special attack. Clangorous Soul being Komo's signature move, giving it an Omni boost in return for 1/3 of its health, which is really, really nice. I don't know if I'm sold on Bulletproof yet. I do like the idea of Soundproof for locking myself in against toxicities, which is very nice. But we're going to see him play around with that as we go. Pretty standard Rotom Wash here with Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, and Trig with a Choice Scarf. Being able to cripple a lot of bulky mons early on has been really, really beneficial for this team. And the last Pokemon, the Big Daddy himself, Choice Banded Rillaboom, Wood Hammer, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and U-Turn, putting the boom in Rillaboom. We've got our nice little Rillaboom background here, courtesy of Giant on DeviantArt. I'll be sure to link the link to this artwork down in the description below. Make sure you guys go check them out because, yeah, it's fantastic artwork. So we're going to go on ahead and find a battle, and we'll be right back. All right, so my opponent's got some really nasty webs offense with things like Dragapult, Dracovish, and it does have a pretty good defensive core between Hatterene and Jellicent. The Excadrill can prove to be a problem, but seeing off how I want to lead here, a lot of people are leading off with Choice Scarf Dracovish, or even Quick Claw Dracovish for that matter. They also have the option of leading off immediately with Rocks. I'm threatened out immediately if I want to lead with my Defogger or if I want to lead off with my Toad to kind of do some stuff, so I think what I want to do truthfully is lead off with Como and see what type of damage we can put in. As it goes for the sticky web here, I am just going to go for the Clangorous Soul, kind of see what he wants to go for. If he does choose to go hard into Hatterene, that's fine, but he's going to go for the Thunder Wave, which is going to paralyze us, unfortunately. That is a huge bummer, but that does allow us to get a Flamethrower off. We're going to be able to drop him down to about 12% here, and then I'm just going to go for another Flamethrower as he hits a Compound Ice Thunder. It's a resisted hit, but we get fully paralyzed once again. We're leading off great. We are leading off great. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower one more time, kind of see if we can't put some damage on this Galvantula here and put it down. We do have defogging capabilities with Corviknight, so I'm not 100% worried about these webs. We have Heavy Duty Boots Scorch as well. We've got Levitate on Rotom, so a few of our Pokemon aren't too hindered by the web. We'll finish off the Galvantula here. I'd anticipate that something like the Dracovish wants to come out here. Excadrill actually comes out. I've got no problem just going for another Flamethrower here. Flamethrower's fine. I know he's going to go for Rocks. That'll be fine. We'll get some good damage off on the Excadrill. No burn, unfortunately, but I will go for one more Flamethrower here as he just Rapid Spins away to gain this. Oh, and he gets the speed boost, and I get fully paralyzed. That's three full paralysis we've got. We're leading off pretty lucky here, so if we can bring this back, I'll be fine. Like I said, we can defog pretty freely with Corviknight. Corviknight's a pretty bulky Pokemon, so I'm not too worried about it, but he is going to Dynamax here, go for the Max Steel Spike, which does, unfortunately, knock us out. So we've got two options here. We can try to go into Corviknight to defog. I don't think he can touch me. Do I need Corviknight for anything outside of this? Don't. I'm going to go into Corviknight. I don't think he can knock me out. He's not boosted. I don't think like a max Rockfall will knock me out. I'm just going to go for a defog here. That's going to be my best play, I feel like. Getting rid of rocks, getting rid of webs, so that way, once we are able to kind of wear things down a little bit, Banded Rillaboom can just come on in. He just goes for the max steel spike again, which is going to raise his defense another. That's perfectly fine, actually. If he can't touch me, I actually see no drawback in just kind of bulking up and setting up on this thing, because he has no reliable recovery. We can go for Roost next turn, which will be fine. And at some point, we're going to be able to knock this thing out. There's the Iron Head. If he does flinch me down, I had to say it. If he does flinch me down, that's fine. He's only doing 12, so we are going to be able to get a Roost off here, which is fine. We are slower, so when we Roost, he's not going to be able to go for EQs and things like that, which is beneficial to us. So I think truly we can set up all over this thing. He's going to get the rocks up again, which is fine by me. I don't see, unless this is Specs Dragapult here, I don't see a way. He does go out into Jellicent, which is fine. We're going to be at +2. We have not Dynamaxed yet. And I think now this is our opportunity to Dynamax and go for a max Airstream now that we're up to +3. Because this Jellicent's more than likely going to try to go for a Will-O-Wisp. He does live, and he goes for the Strength Sap, actually, which is just going to bring us... Oh, that's really unfortunate that that's how that plays out. But I'm just going to fire off... What do I do here? I'm going to fire off another max Airstream onto this thing. We're going to be able to knock it out at some point. Jellicent having Strength Sap is pretty busted. Even he says that move is busted. Yeah. Pretty busted. I mean, I'll get up to +3 speed, which is fine by me. At some point, he has to not be able to Strength Sap. At some point... Okay. Alright, so at this point... I'm going to defog the Rock Sway just to get him away. He's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp and burn me. That's fine. I'm going to set up all the way as much as I can to try to take this thing down. There's the Hex. I think now this is where I go into Rillaboom. Just going to Hex again. I'm going to bulk up again, see what he does. Going to Hex again. That's fine. I'm going to go for Brave Bird to knock myself out. I don't see any more. This, I did not know Jellicent got Strength Sap this game. That's interesting. 26%. Okay, that's fine. And we're going to go down to the Hex. That leaves this thing at about 70, 80%. I don't see a switch into a Banded Woodhammer, so he could just go Excadrill and Sack. Dragapult is probably his best switch in, though, at this point, but Rillaboom's going to pick up its first KO of the live, which, frankly, it's time to bring the boom. Frankly, it's time to show him what exactly Rillaboom is on this thumbnail for. To showcase it off and click moves. Alternatively, let's think about this. Alternatively, I could click knockoff. I could click knockoff here. Banded knockoff's doing 71 to 84. So like a standard defensive Pokemon. I'm just gonna click Woodhammer. Yep, he stays in. That roll, the roll was more in my favor than I wanted it to be, but it's fine. I wish we would have done this a little bit sooner, but it's okay. Rillaboom picks up its first KO of the match. I'd anticipate Dragapult wanting to come in here. If anything other than Dragapult comes in, I think I keep clicking Woodhammer until all the pieces fall. We still have... Okay, here it is. Truthfully, I think I still click Woodhammer until all the pieces fall. I think I do. We still have Seismitoad in the back for Dracovish. We've got Rotom to do some stuff against Excadrill. What is Centiskorch doing right now? I don't know if Centiskorch has a purpose yet, but I'm just going to Woodhammer. He drops a Draco on me, which is kind of actually really fine by me, because that's going to knock me out. I do get to go into Centiskorch here, and I do get to click knockoff against something, which will do some super effective damage on this. It'll do some nice damage to the Hatterene, and also I hope that it knocks out Excadrill from this range. Alternatively, I can also just go for Fire Lash too, because I don't think... Would he switch in Dracovish right here? I'm going to go for... What would he switch into is the question. Because I want to keep Seismitoad healthy for Dracovish. I'm going to double into Rotom here. I want to force him to go into Dracovish. Do I? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Help me. Help me. I'm going to click Will-O-Wisp, actually. Because on the off chance he goes into Magic Bounce Hatterene, I can Flash Fire boost myself. Which is better than not. We get a burn on Dracovish if it comes in. If this thing is somehow a physically offensive mixed Dracovish, that'll be fine. But I do know I want to keep Seismitoad alive for Dracovish. I do know I want to keep Rotom alive for the Excadrill. He actually goes for another Draco and misses. We're going to get a Will-O-Wisp off, which is fine by me. And at this point, a -2. And he goes out into Dracovish now. We're going to be able to click knock off, and we are going to knock off its Choice Band. So here's where this becomes a little problematic, but I still am going to go to Seismitoad on the Fishious Rend, and we're going to get that Water Absorb off. I do just want to click Scald here. I will try to fish for a burn. He can go for Crunch or something along those lines, but I'll just go for some Scald. We'll get a crit off on the Dragapult, which is fine by me. I want to say this thing is locked. So what I want to do right now is I want to protect to see what he locks himself into, and he's going to lock himself in a Draco Meteor. Seismitoad still is a very reliable Dracovish answer. I don't know if Centiskorch can take 2, but I'm going to try. I am sure going to try to see if Centiskorch can take 2. Or better yet, hold on. Let's play a little smart here. He knows I'm going to probably switch because I scouted for that. I'm going to click Scald again. Because if he's trying to get... No, that wasn't the play. Oh, that was not the play. I don't know who I thought I was. We do get back-to-back Scald crits on him, which is fine. I don't know who I thought I was. But it certainly was not anybody to make that play. We're going to get our 6, which is fine. Hopefully that means we can come in on a Fishious Rend. I would like to think Centiskorch can take a -2 Draco Meteor from Dragapult. And it actually does pretty handsomely, to be completely honest with you. So what I want to do here is I'm just going to Leech Life. I'm going to Leech Life to try to get what I can back from this. Yeah, I think that's the play. As he just goes back out on a Dracovish. So we do get some HP back, which is nice. He knows I'm probably going to want to go into Seismitoad here on the Fishious Rend. So I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp on the Outrage. And we do connect, which is really, really nice. Okay, perfect. That's what I like to see. Because now what I want to do is I want to go out in a Rotom on the Burnt Outrage, which is only doing 32%. He does get confused, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm not too worried about that. And then I will just go for a Hydro Pump for some damage. And if he hits himself in Confusion, he does not. Fishious Rend comes off and does 17. And I will Hydro Pump one more time. I want to say Hydro Pump secures us the victory because it's going to be able to knock out the Dragapult. It's going to be able to knock out the Excadrill. Hatterene's... Hatterene's a little bit of an issue, unfortunately. I'd like to think... It's pretty slow, so I'd like to think I can bring in Centiskorch pretty safely and get some big knockoff damage. But I think I would want to say, does Rotom actually secure us the victory right now? Hydro Pump, yeah, Hydro Pump does 30 to 36 to an offensive Dragapult. So I want to say this picks us up the victory. Unless he's Scarf Dragapult, which could very well be the case. But I'd like to think as long as we can connect our Hydro Pumps, we're looking pretty good in this first match. Which, I mean, first match on the record. Being after we already lost, we made some pretty poor plays. Hatterene actually does come in. So because Choice Rotom actually wins us the game, I'm going to go out in a Seismitoad here. On the Psychic, we're not going to take that well at all. But that does give me Centiskorch pretty freely. And what I do want to do here is just see... Leech Life is probably my best bet. Leech Life is probably my best bet just to give me some longevity in the game. I could go for a knockoff here, but I'd like to hope that we're able to do some big damage. That's pretty defensively invested, so it goes for the Nuzzle. That's fine, because I'm still faster, and I click knockoff on the Assault Vest. Goes for Psychic. Okay, so here's... Okay. Hydro Pump does 47 to 55 to max HP Hatterene. If I can connect 2 more Hydro Pumps, we win the game. If this is not Scarfed. I need to connect 1 more Hydro Pump to win the game. Oh my god, we won the first game. We won the first game of the live. That was a match. That was a match, let me tell you right now. I'm gonna go on ahead and search for another one, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back after what was probably the best first match to ever kick a Showdown live off. Our opponent has Dragapult, Sandcore, Rotom Wash, Ferrothorn, and Clefable, so automatically I'm intimidated by the Sandcore. I don't think leading off with our own Rotom is a bad idea, personally. I don't think it is. Because what I want to do here immediately is trick this Ferrothorn. Okay, that's fine. So he knows I want to trick this thing to cripple it. What that allows me to do is go out into my Kommo-o. Does that give me my Kommo-o? Hold on. Let's think about that. So if he were to trick me, if I were to try to go to a Choice Scarf on anybody, what would he want to give a Scarf to? Probably either his own Rotom or his Dragapult. And if that's the case, I'm going to go out into my Scorch, as he just goes for a Leech Seed. Okay. So I have a minor feeling that he's going to want to play and use Protect. And he doesn't. He just goes straight out into Rotom on the Scorch. So I'm going to get a Max Flare off on this thing. He can go for a Hydro Pump. That's not going to do too much to us, especially now that we're in the sun and we're Dynamaxed. I'm just going to go for a Max Flutterby here as he goes for Thunder Wave, and I get fully paralyzed. So we're not looking too good right now. We are not. I repeat, not looking too good right now. We do get a Max Flutterby off, and that's going to be what would probably originally be a 2-hit KO, but unfortunately we no longer are Dynamax. So I'm going to go out on my Seismitoad here on what is the expertly played Ferrothorn switch. I'm going to get my rocks up as he goes for Leech Seed. Now that's okay, because we do get Leftovers recovery. I'm going to try to go out in a Kommo-o and make something shake. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to go for Flamethrower first, in case he does anything out of the ordinary. I'm going to try to get a big hit off on this thing. We do have the Flash Cannon for the Clefable. This is actually not the world's... Okay, so I'm glad we went for Flamethrower. That was neutral ground on the Clefable. That's fine by me. That's fine by me. Clefable is either Magic Guard or has the Heavy Duty Boots on. I'm going to go out in the Scorch. Because he's going to go for a Moonlight. Okay, that's fine by me. I'm going to go for a knockoff onto whatever wants to come in. If this thing wants to lose its item, I'm okay with that, as he just Dynamaxes and goes for the Max Lightning. That is not going to take us out, and we do not get paralyzed. We are going to be able to knock off the Life Orb. Oh, interesting. Okay. So he is Magic Guard, so I'm just going to go for... was going to go for a Leech Life, but... So we've seen this thing has Moonlight, Max Lightning, Max Starfall, probably Max Flare, I would want to say. Boy, what is my way of dealing with you? I'm going to go out into Corviknight. I'm going to try to bait the Max Lightning and go out into my Seismitoad. Max Flare is the other move. Okay, so we do take a Max Flare. That's fine. He is going to be back down to Small Clef. And I do want to Protect here. Okay, that's cool by me. He goes down to the Ferrothorn. The sun's up, guns up, though. So here's what I'm concerned about, is that I'm going to go for my Kommo-o. He goes for another layer of spikes. We know he's going to want to go into his own Clefable. So I'm going to go for a Flash Cannon, because he's seen us go for Flamethrower. Actually goes out in a Tyranitar. I don't know if that was the play. Oh, boy, you took that. You took that, didn't you? Do I try to set up with you? I don't think I try to set up with you. Do I? Do I try to set up with you in the face? Okay, give my Clanger a soul. I'm going to get my Omni Boost. I'm going to take whatever he wants to go for a little bit better. We do get the Throat Spray to go to +2. He actually just goes for rocks. Okay, cool. I'm going to click Flash Cannon now. Because ideally, we're faster than anything on his team. Flash Cannon originally did 26. Oh, and he goes out into Ferrothorn for whatever reason. Okay. Did he not see that I had Flamethrower earlier? Unless you're just trying to move around and let the sand do its thing on me. That's fine. Okay. So, he knows a Flamethrower is coming his way. I'm going to go for Clanging Scales on the Rotom coming in here. Perfect. Okay. The Rotom's going to take a +2 Clanging Scales. That's fine. We're going to lose a little bit of our defense, though. Sand's going to tick us just a little bit more. Excadrill's probably going to come in. Okay. I really can't do anything with this, so I'm going to go for Flamethrower. Earthquake does knock us out. We know that he is Sand Rush, so I don't think he can touch my Rotom. So I'm going to trick the Ferrothorn that wants to come in right now. And I'm going to give him a little something, something. Give me these leftovers, sir. Thanks. Thanks. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Will-O-Wisp you, too. I'm going to miss that Will-O-Wisp, though. But it's fine. He's going to miss that Leech Seed. And now we're about even. So, I'm going to try to Volt Switch into Corviknight to Defog since he's locked in. He's locked in right now. This thing went for Spikes. Who is your rocker? Tyranitar? Tyranitar was your rocker. Okay. Can I set up on you? I'm going to Defog first. He's going to get rid of rocks. I'm going to get rid of rocks. We're all going to get rid of rocks. It's fine. But you're in now. Does oh, no. Rapid Spin gets rid of the seeds. Cool. Now I go out into Rillaboom. I go on to Rillaboom here on the Fire Punch. That's going to do huge damage. Oh, my God. Woodhammer. Okay. Woodhammer's going to pick up the KO on Clefable, I would assume. Drain Punch gives me the most out of the turn. I'm going to U-turn, actually. Oh, and he lives. Okay. I'm going to go on to Rotom on probably what? Rocks? On another Fire Punch. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I will just click Hydro Pump here. We're going to knock out the T-Tar. And this does invite in the Dragapult, I'd imagine. I don't know how well we still live to Dragapult. And he actually goes out into Ferrothorn here. So, what that allows me to do is just Volt Switch. Does that allow me to Volt Switch? I really, since Clefable's Magic Guard, I want to say that Corviknight can win us the game here. Especially since he missed a Leech Seed there, because Leech Seed's going to give me my Rillaboom in right now to click Banded Drain Punch. Banded Drain Punch is going to hurt. Oh, especially on this Excadrill. Oh, give me all that HP back. All right, we're still in this. Rillaboom bringing the boom. Clefable comes in. Clefable, we know, has Moonlights, Moonblast, Flamethrower, and Thunderbolt. I'm going to go on a Rotom. On the Moonblast, which does so much damage. A disgusting amount. I'm going to go for a Hydro Pump for damage. That's big damage. That's huge damage, actually. Okay. So if he's offensive, we're faster with Rillaboom. And I think Rillaboom can pick up the KO here with the Choice Banded Woodhammer. Yes! All right, Clefable's gone. Corviknight still does pretty well against Dragapult. Dragapult comes in. I'm going to sack the Seismitoad. I assume I'm going to sack the Seismitoad here, as he actually goes for Fire Blast. Okay. So if you are what I'd anticipate to be Choice Specs, or some choice in some sort, I'm going to double back into Rillaboom here. Now, Drain Punch. So here's the thing. He's going to be choiced. He's going to be choiced. Knockoff unlocks him from his choice, but hits the Dragapult. I'm just going to U-turn. I'm going to U-turn, go out into Seismitoad here. As he just goes for Gyro Ball. Okay, that's cool by me. So I think the play here is to actually just go out into Corviknight and set up all over this thing. As he actually goes out into Dragapult. Fine by me. I do have Seismitoad here to scout what he wants to go for. So we can go out into there. Shadow Ball picks off the Seismitoad. Okay. Now. Huh. Specs. Specs Dragapult. Shadow Ball does 64 to 75 to Rillaboom. What about to Corviknight? Corviknight, it does 36 to 43. I think I have to try to hope I can go out into Corviknight here. Okay. We're going to go for the bulk up in front of the Ferrothorn. I don't think he can do anything to me. He can Leech Seed and he can miss pretty handsomely. I'm going to go for Brave Bird. Brave Bird is going to knock it out. I don't think the crit mattered. So as long as... Oh, he's going to lock himself in a Fire Blast, isn't he? I have to hope for a Fire Blast miss. He gets... Oh, we live the Fire Blast! Okay, we don't knock him out. We knock ourselves out. Okay, Rillaboom, I need you to be the most nimblest of gorillas here. Yes, look at that! Oh, second game, 2-0. Rillaboom picking up so many KOs. GG. Oh, they left. Sorry, yeah, I'd probably be pretty pissed too if I missed all those moves. But we're going to pick up the second win of the live. Rillaboom is just stomping right now. I am such a fan. We are going to find another match. I'll be right back. All right, so my opponent has Gyarados, Aegislash, Hydreigon, Galarian Darmanitan, Rotom Wash, and Excadrill. So immediately right out the gate, I lose to Galarian Darmanitan. But if we take a look here, Dynamax Centiskorch goes in barring... Or Dynamax Centiskorch kind of goes in barring the Gyarados. And Centiskorch does also provide a good wall between Hydreigon and Aegislash. I don't really have too much of a Galarian Darmanitan switch in, so I think my best bet leading off here is to actually lead off with our Rotom. And we see that he is Mold Breaker. What I want to do here is Will-O-Wisp on the Earthquake to take that. Now the Burn's going to break his Sash. I'm going to go into Rillaboom here as he goes for Rocks. Now, my best play right here is I think to just Drain Punch on the Hydreigon coming in. And that is going to do huge damage. And we see that it is Leftovers Hydreigon. It is naturally faster than us. So that's unfortunate. Rotom still provides a good pivot. I'm going to go on to my Centiskorch here. No, I'm not. I'm staying in and clicking Drain Punch. He can go for Dark Pulse all he wants. I'm going to click my Drain Punch here. Give me that Hydreigon. Perfect. So, we're up 1. Rocks are up. We can still defog with the... We can still defog with Corviknight. Frankly, I feel like I'm going to Dynamax and click Max Overgrowth. Let's think about this here. Think about this. Rotom is Scarfed, and I think faster than Gyarados at +1 if he decides to Dragon Dance here. We are faster by 1 point. We're not max speed, though. We're not max. I'm going to Volt Switch. Hope that I'm faster. I am faster. We do some big damage here. I think... What does what here? Seismitoad prevents Rotom from Volt Switching everywhere. It still might be okay for Galarian Darmanitan. Corviknight... We burnt the Rotom, so Corviknight isn't doing too much for us. I'm going to go out into Corviknight on the Gyarados, as he probably goes for a max Airstream here. That's big, huge, big boy damage, and he's Life Orb. So we took 1. I'm going to Dynamax and go for Max Guard here, as he goes for the Max Geyser. That's going to give us a little bit left. I'm going to go for the Max Airstream here as we... Oh, we don't live the Max Geyser. I think it's okay. He did get up to +2. What would you have for Kommo-o if I went in and clicked Clanging Scales? What do you have for Seismitoad, actually? Crunch? I'm gonna go for a Rain Boosted Scald. What do you have for Seismitoad, actually? Hold up. What is your last move? Do you have Bounce? I have Protect. Oh, he has Power Whip. Oh, I got Power Whip this gen. Oh, that's my whole butt. That's my whole butt. That's really unfortunate. That's really, really unfortunate. Do we just lose here? I think we just lose here. I'm going to try to go into Kommo-o and take a +3 Rain Boosted Waterfall as he goes for Bounce. Which didn't work. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Oh, I'm going to let him take this. He could have missed the bounce, I suppose, but... what? I guess I could have just stacked everything until he had what he needed to win. But Gyarados is going to go down to its own Life Orb recoil here. He just goes for bounce again. So this still gives me some opportunity to kind of do some stuff in theory, but he's just going to pick up all of his stuff. That's how that's going to be. That's a GG. I don't think... We picked up 2 great wins. I'm going to play it out. I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp here as he's Scarfed and hits Icicle Crash. Yeah, that's game. He can miss an Icicle Crash, but I have to lock myself into Woodhammer. Yeah, that's going to be a GG. GG. He's gonna hit that, and that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna wrap it up right here, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've thoroughly enjoyed recording this Showdown live. I thought this was a really great team. I will be sure to link the PokePaste, Pastebin, whatever in the description down below, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. If you guys want to use it, mess around with it. If you guys have any teams you guys want to see me use, feel free to send them my way. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.